So with me in studio, Martin Lewandowski. Thank you for your time.
Ahoy, Marianne.
Last year you've achieved big success in France. You've kept your standard in Poland, in your home country, whereas KSW for 21, maybe 24, 22 years right now. It started in 2004, if I'm correct. So, and as far as Czech expansion goes, you have your ups and downs in the last year. What did you make of it? What did you learn? And how would you evaluate KSW's last year?
No, the last year wasn't such a big success for expanding in Czech market, unfortunately. I know we could do much better. And the France example shows that, you know, we can have and reach the mountain, the peak of the mountain, with a shorter and quite of you know, short time. Of course, each market is different. Each market you need to approach in a specific way, and you need to look closely, of course, in terms of fighters, in terms of media relation, etc. So yeah, that's 2024 was a big lesson for me in terms of Czech market. Beside the situation which you cannot control, like flood or some, you know, I don't know, psychological issues, global politics, etc. This what we can do. We can, for sure, we can stronger promote KSW in Czech, and this is what I want to, you know, aim for this and next year, and of course, as long as it takes. But I believe that this year will be a kind of breakthrough for KSW in Czech Republic.
You've mentioned the floods, and we talked about the floods in Ostrava.
Yeah.
Let's look closer to the Czech market. Last tournament in Liberec in past year was great, but the KSW 99, which should have been in Ostrava but was moved to Gliwice, if I'm correct,
yes,
was rough night for KSW. How do you look back at that night, and maybe what concrete notes did you take from that?
That's what I said previously. You know, you can control many things, but you cannot control the nature and the power of the nature. So of course the flood caused that we had to wait for the promotion, and it really killed the ticket sales. So that was one reason, and the second, that we started to promote too late. Yeah? So if we would do the promotion, you know, much earlier, so even if the flood would come, it wouldn't affect that much. But unfortunately, our main promotion nearly supposed to start it when there was a flood, you know, and we saw it on the ticket sales, because I know that there were some events like leagues, Czech or football, but this you pay or you buy the tickets for the whole season, not like per event. Here was a different stuff, and as far as I know, there were also some comedian shows, some other stuff happening around Ostrava and the region, and people or the organizers said they could see, you know, that this powerful nature stuff, in fact, they sells tickets. So because our fight card and everything around cost quite a lot, so we decided, and it wasn't a good decision. I mean, not good decision, it wasn't easy decision, because it was good decision in terms of financial thing, but it wasn't easy, you know, because you want to expand in Czechia, you want to, you know, show what's the best, and then what happened. And actually Ostrava is unfortunate place, because we planned once Ostrava, but then COVID came, you know, so we face problems with Ostrava twice, which doesn't mean that we are not going to come back there. Yes, we will one day, but yeah, just, you know, kind of funny story. Funny, not funny.
Yeah, but before the flood stroke, there was a problem or a slow starter for ticket selling there, which you meant to fire it up by signing Gelnarova. How do you look back at that signing? With she is, I would say, controversial person. So how do you look back at that? And
I mean, controversial. I understand you are referring to the situation with this Nazi stump, right? Yeah. So I just follow that one. You know, I believe that it was just, you know, stupid kind of action. She wasn't thinking about it. Of course, I'm not trying to say it was okay. It wasn't, but she, you know, faced it. And I do prefer personally, if you made a mistake, you just say, okay, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Not like sorry because somebody, you know, asked me to do so. I don't believe that she has this kind of, I don't know,
beliefs.
Yeah, beliefs. It's more like, you know, the internet and people, what they do, sometimes you just go far from what they could expect. It might, you know, what would be the outcome of that action. So we face that kind of situation. So I know that she, you know, apologized and she went, you know, to some places just to show that she doesn't want to be associated with this kind of movement.
Maybe even if this wouldn't happen, she was one of the main characters of Clash of the Stars, like this bizarre organization. Did you look at her like, okay, she's talented, she is in this bizarre organization, but she's at the same time fighter with some qualities. So we
definitely, like, listen, like when we look in different markets, so different markets have different needs, different fighters, different clubs, different, you know, quality of the MMA, yes, and they are different. I'm not saying better, worse, etc. Of course, Polish market, because we started like 21 years ago, so it's like mature, yeah. Yours, French, they are new, they are fresh, which means also good. It just, you know, on different timeline it happens, and it's much easier to talk about MMA, because when I started 21 years ago, you know, I need to tell that, oh, I'm not the criminal, I'm not carrying my gun with me, this is not the show for hooligans, you know, everything was bad was associated with MMA, everything really, gangsters, you know. So we need to face, and like one decade, the first 10 years, we need to fight with stereotypes. Now we are in this journey much further, which means you don't have to explain what MMA is, you know, so people understand that this is sports discipline, there are rules, you know, and it's been global sports, so it's much nicer and easier to promote, to talk about, you know, fights or the fighters, yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll just refer too much in that.
And how hard is it to fight against those bizarre organizations, because there are like some fans, some big group of fans is comparing like KSW is the same as Fame or same as a Clash of the Stars. So are you trying to persuade them, no, it's two completely different shows, or can there be a winner? Do you think you can eventually like tell those people or teach them that there is big difference between those two?
I tried at the beginning, but then I stopped. I don't have in my nature to explain everything and to teach people, you know, what they should, what they shouldn't do. I believe that those people who are more in the freak fight fighting, they would see one day, or they will know real MMA, and then we'll see the difference. You know, it's like not everybody has to like tea. Yes, we know that globally we drink tea, but there are people who prefer coffee, and the other way around. So people would be more interested in seeing a famous person fighting with a famous person and see and even laugh at them, how they behave, what they did, etc. And some people will notice and pay attention to the quality of the fighter, what they learned, how they developed, etc. And they understand that this is a sport. It has certain rules. It has, you know, respect between the fighters. And in many cases, I'm not saying that in every, let's call them federations, it's respected. Sorry. So it just really, I prefer to put my energy to develop and build KSW brand, not to explain somebody that, you know, from my point of view, it's a waste of time watching these guys, you know. If somebody wants to waste time and spend, I don't know, laughing, okay, maybe I would find a better way, send them to nice comedy or something. But if somebody wants to do it, you know, I don't really have this, I don't know how to say,
need, maybe?
Maybe need, or, you know, desire to explain people that, you know, I mean, I try to at the beginning tell them, oh, listen, this is wrong. I mean, I still feel that this is wrong to combine, like you have the name of the organization and they put MMA into it, because in Poland that's what happened. Yeah, you have the name organization, the name of the organization, and they put MMA as a, you know, second word. And people got confused what the MMA is, you know. They think that you can be the MMA, I can be the MMA fighter if I was, I don't know, 3 times in the gym, yeah? Or I have a lot of followers, so I can be a
MMA fighter.
Yeah, so that's what people in Poland, maybe not now, but it used to be, or it was the time when it was people got out, so this is MMA and this is MMA, how come, you know? But I don't know how it works in your country, but in Poland, I see a lot of people who watch those freak fighters, they changed, or maybe they grew, you know, because in Poland it's usually for people under 18. Yeah. So, you know, really, like, child are watching this with the parents, unfortunately, but so I see that those, you know, the fans are moving towards the real college, let's call it real MMA, if we have it, yeah? So not only KSW, we have another 2 nice organizations in Poland who are really, you know, putting a lot of efforts and looking for a great fighter. So, you know, that's...
Yeah. Okay, let's back to Czech market. So, how tough is that every local fan is comparing KSW to Oktagon? Because it's easy and it's logical to be that way, to do that way. Are you trying to tell them, hey, KSW is something real different, or are you trying to tell and have a statement like, okay, we are on the same market and we are better?
How about you compare KSW to UFC?
It can be done, but KSW is only in Europe.
Yeah, but anyway, like, you know, I mean, we are in the hometown of Oktagon, so it's obvious that we will be compared sooner or later, or we are comparing. But really, this is not our need, that we came here to fight with any organization. Actually, we try to even cooperate. I think I told you about the whole story, so I don't want to repeat myself. And the same will happen. I'll give you the example of Polish market, when we are working with mostly with the serious MMA federation. In France, we are working with serious MMA federation. In Czech, we are working only with RFA. We used to have some connection with XFN when they existed. So we are not these guys who want to come and destroy or to show off or whatever. We came just to build the brand in the market. We feel we can be successful. That's it. So I don't have this, like with the freak fighting, to show off or just to explain them. I don't have this need to show Oktagon that we are better. At the end, it's up to you as a media person who represent the media, or the fans who represent just the society of community of MMA. They choose, but from one hand, they can choose, oh, I prefer KSW, I prefer this, or they don't have to choose. I mean, the world is so big, and, you know, the federation, you know, you can follow and be a fan of, I don't know, 400 if you want the federation. I mean, there is no limit. So we didn't came here to fight with Oktagon. That's the point. You know, we came here just to, because one of the market in Europe, which grow, which accept MMA, was Czech. So that's the reason.
But at the same time, one of the like brand statements of KSW was always that it's the biggest organization in Europe. So
because we are. But what you want to compare? The length of, we are 21 years of the market. How old are they?
7, 8.
7, okay. How many shows they did?
66.
So we are doing 103. Probably, but this is my not suggestion, but I think that they came because we were successful enough, not the other way around. You agree?
I won't take sides, but
no, like even if you take the number of the years we are on the market, so we were first, right? Yeah. So how many countries they visit?
Germany, Slovakia, Czechia,
so
and Britain.
We were in 6, including Poland, and we did, England, we did Croatia, we did Ireland. Now we are in Czech, and we are in France and Poland. So there are 6. The pay-per-view sales. Who started with the pay-per-view sports pay-per-view sales in I would say probably in Europe. I don't know. Maybe UK was before. KSWTV.com. So all the fighters, the champions, really. I mean, most of the guys, maybe not most of the guys, but there are some guys we didn't want to extend the contract with them. They are with Oktagon, and I can bet that every champion of KSW, they will just run over the champion of Oktagon. Anybody, pick the weight. I can even bet that sometimes the champion in our lighter category can beat the champion of the Oktagon's higher category, if you know what I mean. But any fighter, any champion is beaten by KSW champion. I can 100% guarantee you. Check the numbers, check the history, and if you know the industry, you should know that.
But at the same time, they are like, yeah, there is the difference. You are 21 years old, the organization, they are 7 years old, but they are like coming up, they are like making the gap smaller very fast. They are making big shows in stadiums, they are having many fighters in top 100, which you've always, that was the point of KSW. We have the bigger quality of the fighters, as you've mentioned yourself. But right now they're like growing more fighters and buying more fighters from one of top 100. So
what do you mean one top 100? Like
one from 5 metrics.
Okay.
5 metrics rankings.
I don't know that. I didn't check, so it's hard for me to tell. Really, I don't know.
So the gap is much closer. So what are you making like? So we've talked about the past, but in the future, what will you make? What would be better?
Of course, in the future, everything might happen. But for now, we are talking about the present day. So the present day, that's what I'm, giving you the facts. I'm not talking about the, fake numbers. I'm not talking about how big we are. I'm giving you the concrete numbers. I'm giving you the, this is what I said. So at the present moment, there is no bigger organization than KSW in Europe. Yes, in the world, UFC. These are the kings, and no question about it. But in Europe, I don't see any for now the promotion who might not appear. Maybe Oktagon will jump over. Yeah, I wish them luck. Really, I will find my space. After 21 years, I'm finding my space. So I will be good for another 20, and then I don't give a shit.
How important in this, like, I would say, race for the #1 spot is your being and doing and achievements in those other countries than your home, like in France. Yes. Like you've reached the level of success in France, you've reached the level of success in Wembley in Britain. How important is that in this race for #1 position? Because Oktagon is doing great things in Germany. Are you watching them to? Like
no, I'm not in the race. That's what I said before. I'm not in the race. I'm not chasing anybody, I just want to become, stronger in Czech Republic. If I'll be, because as a KSW #1 or #2, I'm fine with both positions, really. I'm not fighting here with Oktagon, RFA, with anybody here. They just didn't behave nice at the beginning, and we are not in contacts anymore. That's it. But that was their decision, not mine, not my people. We just welcomed them as a friends. They just didn't want to accept the further invitation. They thought they are in the chase, they are in the run, not us. And I'm not saying that,
So for fans who don't know, you've been in some communication. They came to you, I believe,
yes.
for some meeting. Were there any specifics of this potential contract or cooperation with you, or it was just about like setting the friendly market?
Sort of, you know, there were several details about, you know, the fighters, the dates, you know, helping each other, you know, welcome, you know, ask them to come to Poland, no problem.
Were there any like borrowing the fighters? I know that Ivan Buchinger was under contract with you, then he came to KSW. When was the line when the cooperation stopped?
I don't remember the date, really. I remember it was winter, but I don't remember which year was it, really. It was the show in Katowice, oh no, sorry, in Gliwice. But, you know, we did most of the end of the year, we finished with this part of the Polish region. So I don't remember when was it, really.
Okay, more to do, like, as you mentioned, to be stronger in Czech Republic. So everyone sees that French market is the new, is the fresh, and it provides many opportunities for MMA. So as I mentioned earlier, you are doing great there. What motivates you going to the rough Czech market while you can just focus on French market, which is easier for you?
I wouldn't say it's easier. I mean, I think that we as a Slavic, you know, background, I think, I would expect it would be much easier than in France. In France, you have a mixture of different culture, languages, you know, ideas, thoughts, you know, mentality. Here we are kind of very close to each other, you know, we were one nation, one tribe, you know, not nation, one tribe, I don't know, 2,000 years, 2,000? Yes, 2,000 years ago or something. So I would say that it should be easier here. But it's just what I said it also in the beginning. I don't feel that we as a KSW, we did enough promotion and we put all efforts to build KSW brand. Maybe we will face like, you know, or we decided it's pointless. We have a better markets to grow bigger, richer, etc. Or people want to see KSW there. There is, I mean, so I'm giving KSW 1 and 2 or 2 years maximum to maximize the potential here. If it won't happen, if we do the, you know, if we fail, we fail. Like, you know, with Ostrava was a failure at the end. It doesn't matter who helped or who didn't help. It was a failure from us, you know. So I'm saying this honestly, and this might happen in this country. So, but I'm not in the, you know, any kind of game here.
What helped you in French market? In my opinion, just my opinion, is the Saladin Parnas, that you have the main star in your roster. How important is that you have these big stars here in Czech Republic? You have Leo Brichtu, but you were declined, for example, by Mahmoud Muradov or Patrick Kinsel. So was it tough for you, and are you still in belief that if Leo goes back to the winning streak, he can be eventually these big stars?
Of course, I'm counting on it. Because it's like, you know, in this business you need to have the major players, yes, which is the fighters. So it's like different. You are selling, I don't know, water, so you just change the name, or not the name, but the description, so people can read it what it is, and then you put a lot of marketing, you know. But here you need to have the personality. You need to have a fighter who wins, who make a good, not only fights, but this will happen outside of the cage. So of course, like, I think all of these guys who were today on the press conference, they have this potential to become a champion, and this is good in MMA comparing to boxing, that you don't have to have all, you know, 20 wins in a row. You can win, you can lose, you can win, because it makes it more natural, more real. So Leo, definitely, you know, I wish he become like Saladin Parnas. And come back to your question, yes, Saladin was this, you know, player who changed it, and thanks to him, but also a couple other fighters and the gym, which we have a strong relation with Arch Academy. So we decided to take this another step to fight for this French market, to be there and grow as a business. And of course Saladin, as his team, make a significant change, and that's what we need also here in Czech Republic. But sometimes it's, you know, yeah, I'm thinking about also, because when we were in Croatia, we didn't have just only one star. We had plenty of different fighters, but also because of the market was so hungry for the MMA, we were also there successful. Unfortunately, COVID came, everything has changed. There are new organizations, the market, it looks different. But this is on the side. Yeah, so you need to have the key player.
Do you think that you need more key players? So you've mentioned Croatia.
You mean like from Czech or just?
Yeah, from Czech.
Yeah, I mean, we are still, you know, in touch with some people. We are looking for the young talents. Today, also on the press conference was the president of Czech Federation, Amateur Federation, Michal, you might know him.
Yeah.
So we are also, because I'm also running the Amateur Federation in Poland, MMA Poland Association it's called. So we both grew, you know, the amateur fighters. We send them as a national team to IMAF Championship, World and European Championship. So this is also the future of MMA is there. Of course, it won't be jump straight to KSW, because it's like usually when you finish your amateur career, most of the cases, I'm not saying the 100%, but 95% of the cases, they are filling or they are hiring by the other organization when they go successful in, I'm talking about Polish market, because that's what I know most. So then we see, oh, this guy is good also in professional, not only the amateur record is great, the semi-pro, just, you know, pro, and then
you're taking them to the big leagues.
Yes, we offer them if they are free agent. And yeah, so with Michal also want to work with something, you know, together on amateur level.
You've told me before that you earlier planned to go to Germany when you have Roberto Soldic on your roster.
That's the case.
Was he the key player, and don't you have the star power to go there and to be there right now? So
I don't think that, you know, without the key player, we need to have at least one, but I would prefer to have 3, 4, you know, good fighters who can.
So do you regret you've let Christian Eckerling go to Oktagon, because he is the key player there?
If I regret, in terms of business-wise, yes. In terms of sports-wise, no. And you know, we didn't want to extend his contract because we couldn't find the common language about the opponents. Let's put it this way.
Okay, so Germany, anyway, Germany has having its own golden era of MMA. Are you trying to sign any of those, as you've talked about talents, any German talents to bring them to the KSW and to eventually going there maybe this year or next year?
Yeah, we are searching. We don't have anybody who, you know, make a difference for me in terms of, oh yeah, with this guy we can, you know, conquer Germany, we can go and be successful. As you know, our production is completely on the different and the highest level, I think probably in the world, now I can say, because UFC doesn't put zero production, to be honest. The lighting is like, in 90s, last century, boxing show in Poland were done on such kind of lighting, you know, red, blue, green, that's it, that's their production. But this is not the core value, they put, you know, I mean, from the beginning that was the strategy. Ours is different. We put a lot of attention to the production-wise, and this is another point you can put on your marks, comparing to organization who is doing better promotion in production. Sorry, event production. Yeah. So
is there going to be any stadium show next year?
Next year
or this year, 2025?
No, this year for sure. That's what I can tell. Next year there are some plans, but it depends how. What will happen with the fighter or fighters? Yes, because as you know, we have a lot of fighters, and some of them We don't know when they are going to go for retirement or what's their plans. They need to fight for living. Now they are fighting for, you know, for a challenge, for if there is a special situation or special fighter or special fight for them to be. But there are. We have planned to come back to National Stadium next year, but it's not guaranteed. I mean, I have booked the stadium for 2026 and for 2027.
Those stadium shows always have like Mariusz Pudzianowski or Mamet Khalidov, even those big stars.
Yes.
When they are going to retire, who are those who will come to their places?
That's a good question, my friend. But yes, that's why we are building, you know, our position in different countries. We want to have international stars. We would like to be, you know, more seeing that not. You don't have to come to, or you don't need to follow only Polish fighter while you are a Polish fan. Yes, your favorite fighter might be French or Czech fighter. Yes, while I'm Polish, for example. But yes, right now the case to fill the stadium in the numbers, which is over 50,000. It's only possible with Pudzianowski and Khalidov, definitely. Like without them, there is no way we can fill the national stadium. You need to also see that if you have the huge venue, when even you sell like 50% of the capacity, it looks empty. Yeah, and we don't like to have the empty seats. I mean, not only because it's
it looks
loss
worse
of the money, but it looks bad. Yes, in the TV. In a picture, so yeah, it has to be, you know, a sense to do it. Yeah? Why you should do another Colosseum if you know that you can fill just ordinary venue in Poland, in Czech, in France. So yeah.
About those names, David Dvořák will be the TV reporter on the next KSW show in Liberec. He's currently the free agent. Do you think that he would be the good fit for a KSW roster?
If he would change the weight category, because he is in the weight category we don't have, so he would need to go one lift, one floor up.
Okay, so no super fights for him there in flyweight. You don't want that?
No, maybe that's the case, but you know, I prefer, you know, that the fighter sticks to the rankings. Yeah, but we had that conversation, you know, with my matchmaker, and we decided not to hire somebody we cannot guarantee at least 2 fights a year.
Are you planning to go to Prague this year?
There is a plan. We don't know if we'll make it this year, but next year, what can I say, you know, I wish.
Is it important to have a Leo Brichtu on the card?
All of these top Czech fighters, KSW fighters, needs to be in, if we are talking about O2 Arena in Prague, so all the bigger name has to be there to fill the stadium, fill the venue.
What would be that one achievement when you could say, yes, we've made it in Czech Republic?
Increasing the numbers of the show.
To
4
a year.
So make it double, 4 per year. So this is, I think, you can, you know, but you need the Czech heroes to fill. I'm not talking about 1,000 venue, I'm talking about 5 up to 10,000 venues. Every quarter is something, you know, it's kind of dynamic, so it makes me feel that, you know, we are really existing here. The numbers of the show here in Czech, which is now only 2, it's only, you know, every half of the year, is not enough. But it's not enough in terms that we don't have enough guns to shoot. Maybe it's not a good example, but you know, like, you know, powerful tools with filling the venues and making something people would be interested in. Yes, because we have top fighters, but you as a country are not following, for example, Saladin Parnas. Yes, but he's just phenomenal. So, and it would be good even to have, you know, to come with Saladin Parnas as a main event here in Czech Republic. Maybe we'll face such, you know, reality.
So we will see. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Cheers.